Today's flow is all about building up strength through the whole body to help us find a little bit more stability in our yoga practice and in everyday life. So we're going to get started in a comfortable seat. Maybe that's cross-legged, perhaps you're kneeling. Take some time to set up and find somewhere that you can hold for a good few minutes. Perhaps you're propping up your sit bone on a cushion or a block. And then just come to place your hands on your body, maybe on your knees, or perhaps at your heart center. And take this opportunity to either close down your eyes or lower your gaze to the floor. See if you can grow a little through the crown of your head, lifting your chest, and allowing your sit bones to root down. Taking your awareness from the space around you onto your breath. We'll start by taking some breaths together. As you next inhale, breathing in for 3, 2, 1. Exhaling for 3, 2, 1. Inhaling for 3, 2, 1. Exhaling for 3, 2, 1. Final round. Inhale. And exhale. Drop your chin to your chest. And then lift it up high. So just stretching through the front of the neck. And then bring your head back to a neutral spine position. Draw your arms out wide, with your fingertips far away from one another. We're going to hold here for 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 3, 2, 1. Take your right hand down to the side. Lift your left arm up and over. Finding that stretch through the left side body, root down through your left hip. Inhaling back to center, hold for a breath. And exhale, left hand down. Right arm reaches up and over. Find that stretch through the side body. And then coming back to center. This time lift both arms up to the sky. Reach them tall, but can you allow your shoulder blades to fall down your back? This time right hand is coming behind you, left hand to the outside of the right knee. So we'll find a gentle twist here. As you inhale, grow tall through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, can you find any more space in this twist? Inhale, both hands come back up. And exhale, this time right hand to the outside of the left knee. Left hand behind. Take a breath in your twist, find length. And move into that space on the exhale. Inhale to take both hands up to the sky. And exhale, come forward onto all fours. Finding some mobility in the spine here. Inhale to drop your belly and chest, lift your gaze. Exhale to tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin. Keep flowing with this movement with your pace of breath. So inhale to drop the belly. Exhale, navel up towards the spine. 3 more like that. Just noticing that movement in the lower back, middle back, and upper back. And then coming back to that neutral spine position. From here, we're just going to work into the wrists. So start to make circles with your shoulders. Just noticing perhaps where That feels a little bit sticky. And then start to switch the direction of that circle. Warming up through our wrists. And then coming back to that neutral spine. Take your toes together, knees out wide, and sink your hips back to your heels, coming through our child's pose. If this doesn't feel comfortable in your body, you're welcome to come up to a kneeling position. Wherever you are, just take a moment to close down your eyes and come back to your rhythm of breath. Knowing that at any time in the practice, you can come to a position of rest, a chance to reset. This is your practice. Whichever position you're in, let's all come back to all fours. Spread the fingers wide, tuck the toes and lift the hips to our first downward facing dog. So starting to pedal out through the heels, finding that little bit of length in the back of the legs. And then take your gaze between your thumbs and start to tiptoe your feet up towards your hands. Keeping your body low over your legs. Drop your head, release your jaw. Inhale, start to peel your body all the way up to standing. Roll your shoulders up and back. Let's start to float. So inhale, lift your hands above your head. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, create space to your halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step your right foot back. Inhale to lift your chest. See if you can lift your fingertips off the mat. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back to your downward facing dog. Gaze between your thumbs. Inhale, right foot steps between the hands. Again, lift your chest. Use that strength in your back. Exhale, plant your hands. Left foot comes to meet right as you inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach it tall. And exhale back to center. Let's keep that energy flowing. Lift the hands high as you inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees as much as you need to let your fingertips reach the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, create space. Exhale, plant the hands. Left foot steps back this time. Low lunge. Can you lift the chest and back and lift your fingertips from the floor? Use the strength in your legs. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back to your down dog. Take your gaze between the thumbs. Left foot again steps forward. Inhale, find that lift. Press your feet into the mat. Exhale, plant hands. Back foot comes to meet the front as you inhale. And exhale to fold. Inhale, reach the hands tall. And exhale, back to your center. Or flow again, reach the hands high. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant the hands. Step back to your plank pose this time. And from here, we'll hold our plank. So notice if your hips feel a little bit high, can you engage the glutes and slightly lower them? Really nice. We're going to exhale. So option to drop the knees or keep them lifted as you bend the elbows back behind you for 3, for 2, for 1. Inhale, untuck the toes and lift just your chest. Low cobra. You should be able to lift your fingertips from the mat. Exhale, plant the hands. Tuck the toes, moving through all fours or press the hips up and back to your downward facing dog. Shifting forward back to plank. Find your stable plank position. And lift the back of your head ever so slightly. Start to reach your left fingertips from the floor. Can you reach them forward for 3, for 2, for 1, and exhale, lower. This time, right leg, can you lift the heel for 3, for 2, for 1. Exhale, lower. Shifting back to your down dog. Take a breath here. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it go. We're shifting forward to plank. Let's try that again. On the right hand side this time, fingertips reach forward, holding for 3, for 2, for 1. Lower that hand. Left leg lifts, heel lifts for 3, for 2, for 1. Really nice. We're going to lower back down. So option for knees lifted or lowered. Take the front of your elbows forward. So as you lower, the elbows come back for 2, for 1. Take your belly to the mat and release your hands down by your side. Take your forehead onto the floor in front of you. We're going to play a locust pose here. So keeping the tops of the feet into the mat. As we inhale, start to lead from the shoulders, lifting the head, the chest. Engaging through that whole back body. And exhale to lower. We'll do the same, but keeping the top of the body connected as we inhale and we lift the legs. Keep your feet flexed or pointed. 3, for 2, for 1. Lower them back down. Hands come underneath the shoulders, pressing back to your downward facing dog. Really nice. We have 3 breaths here. Option to stay in down dog. Drop your knees to child's pose or come to your kneeling position. This is your opportunity to reset, to come back to your breath. Really nice. Whichever option you've chosen, come back to your all fours. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale into your downward facing dog. Next, inhale, sweep your right leg up and back. 3-legged dog. Exhale, draw the knee towards the nose. Just like in our cat position, press your hands into the mat and squeeze the knee towards the nose to create space. Inhale, reach it back up. And exhale, same movement, but this time step the foot between the hands. Low lunge, can you lift the chest, lift the back of the head and sweep those fingers just off the mat. High level lunge, inhale. Keep your gaze steady on something in front of you. We're going to start to pulse through these movements now. So lowering the back knee for 1, up for 1, down for 2, engage through the feet. Up for 2. Final 1 for 3. Lifting for 3. Ground down through the back heel and open your arms wide to warrior 2. Remember at the start of class we opened our fingers. See, can you reach those fingertips far away? We'll pulse again. Inhale, lift the arms straight in the front leg for 1. Rebend for 1. Inhaling for 2. Exhaling for 2. Final 1, reach the fingers tall and rebend through that front knee. This time we're coming back up, so straighten through the front leg. Take your left hip back as you reach your right fingertips far forward. Exhale into your Trikonasana. So take the bottom arm down, maybe it comes to your shin, perhaps your toes, and then reach that top arm up. We're going to pulse the arms here. So inhaling to reach, exhaling, bring them around the ears. Inhaling to reach, exhaling around the ears. Really nice. One more time using that strength in your side body. Exhaling, come back to center. Lifting your body up, rebend into your warrior 2 and frame that front foot. Step back to plank pose, and from here we'll come to a side plank. So option to drop the right knee, Turn the right foot out and then come down onto the whole sole of your left foot. You're welcome here to have both feet stacked. Sweep that left arm up and reach it high. Perhaps your gaze is down towards the fingers or maybe lifting up. Where do you feel most stable? An option here to pulse. So lifting that top leg for 1, for 2, and for 3, really nice. Coming back to your plank pose. Dropping the knees or keeping them lifted or lower for 3, for 2, for 1. Inhale, low cobra. See if you can lift those fingers. Exhale to your downward facing dog. Take a breath in your down dog. Inhale through the nose. And exhale, let it go. Left hand side. So left leg sweeps to the sky. Exhale, draw your shoulders over your wrists and squeeze that knee in towards the nose. Feel that strength through your hands lifting you high. Inhale, left leg sweeps up. Exhale, same movement again, shift forward. This time see if you can create space to step the foot between the hands. Low lunge, so keep that back knee lifted, strength coming out of the back heel, but lift your chest. From here, inhaling tall to your high level lunge. Find that spot in front of you to focus on. Engage through the back right glute. Exhale, lower the back knee. Lifting up for 2. And for 1. Really nice. Ground down through the back heel and reach those arms wide. Warrior 2. Let's find those pulses. Inhale, find length through the front leg. Reach the hands high. Exhaling for 1. 2 to reach. And 3. Really strong. Come back to that straight leg position, arms high, and then bring them wide into your warrior 2 arms. Keep your right hip coming back as you reach your body over that left leg. Reach as far as you can and then start to tip. So your left hand comes down to your shin, to your foot. Whichever position, make sure that you don't collapse forward with the chest. So think about lifting this top shoulder up and back. Let's pulse it here. So reaching tall as we inhale. Exhale, can we reach the fingertips around the ears? Inhale. Exhale for 2. Really strong for 3. Exhale. Come back up to your warrior 2. Bend through the front knee. Cartwheel the hands around that front foot. And step back to your strong plank pose. Coming into our side plank. So again, option to drop the left knee and turn that foot out, or coming onto the sides of both feet. So stacking that top foot on top of the bottom. Inhale, can you reach the hands wide? Whichever option you've taken, and then we'll pulse that top leg. So lifting up for 1, for 2, for 3, really nice. Come back to your plank pose and we'll lower down, elbows come back, gazes forward. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take the knees wide, feet together. Come to your child's pose or your kneeling position. We'll take 3 breaths here to reset. Inhaling for 1. For 2. And for 3. Really nice. We're going to flow through that again, but rather than pulsing, we'll take some holds. So inhale back to your downward facing dog. Right leg sweeps to the sky, inhale. Exhale, create that rounded space with the shoulders. Step through between the hands. Inhale, find your low lunge. And then start to lift up to your high level lunge. Grounding down through that front foot and through the back toes to engage that left glute. Here, see, can you reach your fingers high, but dropping your shoulders slightly down your back, so we're lifting the chest. Really strong, holding for one more breath. And exhale, open out to warrior two. So grounding down through that back heel. Front heel is in line with back arch roughly. Can you engage your glutes to open up through the inner thigh? And again, keep strengthening those arms, but see, can you drop the shoulders? Really nice. Start to extend through that front leg. Shift your hips back as your body reaches forward with those front fingertips. Exhale, triangle pose. Option to hold it here or reach both arms around your ears. See if you can tuck that right glute under. So again, opening out through the inner thighs for one more breath. And exhale, come back up. Rebend through the front knee, cartwheel down, and step back to plank pose. Option for side plank, lower knee lowered or lifted. Inhale, can you reach that top arm? And hold. Option to lift the top leg if you feel stable here. Keep that breath flowing. And exhale, plank pose. Lower down. Inhale, option for low cobra, or perhaps this time press through the hands to lift the ribs. Exhale, downward facing dog. Final side, let's lift the left leg. Inhale. Exhale, step the foot between the hands. Remember, you can take as many goes as you need. Inhale, reach the fingers off the ground, and then as you find that stability, start to lift your hands high to the sky. Try to keep your legs really engaged here, and your firm foundation that allows that stability through the upper body. Reaching those fingertips high for one more breath. And exhale, ground down through the back heel and open the arms wide to warrior two. Allow your gaze to fall off the front fingertips. Keeping that focus, keeping with the breath. And then start to straighten through the front leg, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Hips come back, fingertips reach forward, and then lower that bottom arm to your leg, to your foot, wherever it lands. Roll your top shoulder slightly back, an option to frame the ears with your arms like you're holding a ball in front of you. It's really strong, this one, so holding for two, for one, come back up. Rebend through the front knee. Frame that foot and step back, plank pose. Side plank, so again, option to lower the bottom knee and come out to the side, or keep both legs stacked. There is no hierarchy, so do what feels most intuitive in your body. And again, option to raise that top leg for three, for two, and for one. Come back. Plank pose, our final lower. Let's take it nice and slow. For two, and for one. Coming all the way onto the front. Inhale, can you find a little more space here? Drop your gaze, press your toes into the mat. And exhale, let's take the hips back to the heels. Child's pose, perhaps this time you're bringing the knees together and the arms down around you. Releasing through the shoulders. Feel that shift in energy through your breath, through your heart rate. And then when you're ready, from this child's pose, we'll come up to kneeling and then come to seated. Now, as this is a strengthening class, we're not quite done yet. So come to place your sit bones on the mat, soles of the feet on the floor in front of you, and grab a hold of the back of your knees. We're thinking again about this lifting up through the chest. Coming to our boat pose, it's really easy to round the back, but the strength comes from the back body, from the hip flexors, when we find length here. So perhaps place your hand on your chest and feel that lift. Then grabbing a hold of the back of the legs, can you lift one leg? Keeping that lift, can you lift two? Perhaps you just try one at a time, or perhaps you're releasing the hands and bringing them forward. Each inhale lifts through the crown of your head. Let's come to low boat. So controlled, release the lower back onto the mat, lift your legs, lift the back body. Inhale to boat. One more time, low boat. Using the abdominals. And from here, hold for 3, for 2, and for 1. Release onto the mat. Take your whole back body onto the floor. Yeah, for a moment. Just allow everything to be supported. Allow your breath to settle. And we'll close with a twist. So bringing the soles of your feet onto the mat. Draw your knees up. Draw your arms out wide. And then just allow your knees to fall over to one side. Perhaps the knees stack one on top of the other. Or maybe it feels more comfortable in your body to split the knees. Perhaps your gaze is turning away from the knees. Feeling that twist come from the base of the spine all the way through your back. As you next inhale, draw the knees back to center. And then let them fall the opposite side again, making any adjustments, stacking one knee on top of the other, or keeping that nice split leg position. Again, does your head fall to the opposite way? And can you perhaps close down your eyes here? Next inhale draws you back to center. Draw your knees into your body and give yourself a squeeze. Draw your head up towards your knees. Squeeze everything tight. Squeeze your fingers, your toes. As you exhale, release everything down to the mat. A final resting pose. Allowing us to reap the benefits of that practice. Letting everything settle. And just for a few moments, perhaps giving the mind some space. Focusing on the breath. And letting everything go. You're welcome to stay in this position as long as you like. But if you're coming with me, perhaps start to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers, your toes. Maybe drawing one knee in and then the other, rolling from side to side to give the lower back a little massage. Either coming over onto one side or perhaps taking a little rock and roll up to seated. Drawing your hands into your heart space and closing your practice with a single breath. In through the nose. And exhale, let it go.